Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief. For Education, Culture and Sports, Mama Yoweri Museveni. Your Excellency, the President, the Vice President of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief. For Education, Culture and Sports, Mama Yoweri Museveni. His Lordship, the former Deputy of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief. For Special Operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the Inspector General of Police, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, Service Commanders, Generals, Senior Security Officers, religious leaders, district leaders, ladies and gentlemen, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the Inspector General of Police, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, after such a beautiful parade, Service Commanders, Generals, Senior Security Officers, religious leaders, district leaders, the ladies and gentlemen, and his team, good afternoon. The Inspector General of Police, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, Service Commanders, Generals, Senior Security Officers, religious leaders, district leaders, the ladies and gentlemen, and his team, good afternoon. The Inspector General, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, Service Commanders, Generals, Uganda Security Officers, Honorable religious leaders, district leaders, ladies and gentlemen, what you have done, good afternoon. Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, Service Commanders, General and the Uganda Security Officers, Honorable religious leaders, socio-economic leaders, ladies and gentlemen,
Prison Services, honorable members of Parliament, visiting delegations, defense advisors and military attaches, our district leaders, especially of Greater Masaka here present, general officers, retired and active, senior officers of all security forces, officers and militants of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, all distinguished invited guests, and the people of Uganda at large, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I am Major General Henry Masco, the Joint Staff Political Commissariat of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, here, sir, to welcome you and all distinguished guests and to present a report about the Defense Forces' week activities on behalf of the Defense Forces Defense Organizing Committee. Your Excellency, allow me, before giving you details of the report, give a short background of this event. Tarehe Sita is the recognition of all efforts of the founding fathers of the National Resistance Army and Uganda People's Defense Forces towards the People's Revolution for Freedom, Democracy as the foundation for socio-economic transformation. It is the time to appreciate and recognize efforts such as those of the University Students African Revolutionary Front, USAF of the 1960s, the Front for National Salvation, FRONASA of the 1970s, and indeed the events of 6 February 1981 that herald the maturity of the homegrown people's protracted struggle. Your Excellency, Tarehe Sita is therefore ring-fenced to symbolize the birth of a people's army. Over the years, commencing from 6 February 1981, the army, together with the people of Uganda, celebrate this milestone as a way of cementing the strategic relationship between the people and their forces. And it is an occasion to remind especially all officers and militants never to forget that their survival and strength depend on the support of the population. And for this reason, sir, the National Resistance Army and UPDF each year moves out to specific regions of the country to conduct several civil-military cooperation activities involving symbolic quick impact projects as one form of expressing gratitude and thanking the population for their unwavering and unconditional support. Your Excellency, the choice of Masaka region as the main focus of the 44th Tarehe Sita celebration is particularly informed by the fact that the region was a gateway for the different phases of the armed liberation struggle. In particular, Chotera district bore the brunt of several of the war activities. The Greater Masaka sub-region has the original historic linkage with the National Resistance Army. It is the gateway to the Tarehe Sita, when Kabamba was attacked by the 41 gallant freedom fighters who passed through Masaka on the 5th February on their way to Kabamba. The region shares also the international border with the fraternal peoples of the United Republic of Tanzania, whose solidarity with the Ugandan Revolution is unrivaled. The people of Tanzania, particularly Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, stood by Uganda during the most difficult times of dictator Idi Amin Dada. The Tanzanian people paid the ultimate price with blood during the anti-Amin wars in 1978-79. Masaka region, therefore, just like the Greater Mbarara, provided the much-needed launching ground for the ultimate liberation of the country. During the phases of the NRA struggle, not only did the fighters move through Masaka en route to attack Kabamba on 6 February 1981, but the final decisive offensive to take over Kampala in 1986 was carefully planned and executed in the Greater Masaka region. Therefore, to consolidate the gains of the People's Revolution, it was important to intensify political engagements with the good people of Masaka to ensure we consolidate the gains of the struggle. To note, Your Excellency, is the improved security and reduction of criminal acts of the unlawful elements. Therefore, the popular vigilance ought to be hailed and celebrated. The 44th Tarehe Sita anniversary being marked today is under the theme Celebrating Pan-African Solidarity and the People's Sacrifice in the Struggle for Freedom, Democracy, for Socio-Economic Transformation. Your Excellency and our distinguished guests, today marks the climax of beehive-like activities that have characterized the Defense Forces Week countrywide. Your Excellency, much as we nationally have been focusing in Masaka, in all our units countrywide and even in the mission areas, these activities have been going on. The activities to mark the 44th UPDF Defense Forces Week commenced on the 29th January 2025 with the national launch presided over by Her Excellency Honorable Jessica Rupo, the Vice President of the Republic, at the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs headquarters. And as has been the culture, we had a keynote speech to freshen our minds about why we celebrate, and this was delivered by Major General Retired Fenehas Katirima, reflecting on the place of Masaka region in the nation-building matrix. Your Excellency, the national launch was followed by the regional launch on 30th January 2025 at Ntete, Kasenyi Sub-County in Sembabule District, Mawogola West, which was presided over by the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, representing the Right Honorable Prime Minister, together with the Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Honorable Haruna Kasolo, and the Minister of State for Health, Honorable Hajat Hanifa Banjirana Kawoya. District launches took place on the 31st January 2025, and these were presided over by various ministers accompanied by UPDF generals and other senior officials and attended by enthusiastic members of the public and their district leaders. Your Excellency, allow me to highlight some of our key programs during this period. First on our engagement was political and ideological and civic activities. Sir, a team of senior UPDF political commissars and civic officers from the Joint Political Commissariat have successfully conducted a 10-day mobilization engagement, including barazas with the population in all the districts of Greater Masaka. And the team, I want to once again introduce this formidable team, which was in all the districts. In Masaka district, the team was led by Colonel Nelson Maguru Ahebwa. He can salute you, sir. Masaka City was led by Colonel Henry Neverton Serugo. In Karungu district, the team was led by Colonel Justice Rukundo. Chotera district, Colonel Anotori Nuwajira. He was here, part of these arrangements. Ruengo district, Colonel John B. Kariango. Kalangala district, Colonel Retired Ibrahim Kedi. Sembabule district, Lieutenant Colonel Sam Ntungura. Diantonde district, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Rwabujumbure. Bukomansimbi district, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Nimanya. And Rakai district, Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Matovu. There was a formidable team from our Directorate of Women Affairs, led by Colonel Lydia Nandudu, and there was another team for engaging district leaders and the population in barazas, led by Lieutenant Colonel in Nagahara, Asaba. There was a seminar which took place for a week at Chamusansara, led by Lieutenant Colonel Francis Nyabigwamu. There was a big team from the Fisheries Protection Unit, led by Lieutenant Colonel Mase Tukahirwa. And yesterday, when we were interacting with the business community, they commended her efforts that now the relationships are improving between them and the fishing community. We had a team that was following up our historical sites, led by Lieutenant Colonel Robert Kamuntu. Overall coordination was by Director CIMIC, Brigadier Michael Chibuye, and Director Ideological Development, Colonel Deo Karikona. Sir, the Ideological Orientation Seminar for Youth and Women Leaders was held at Sacred Heart Primary School, Chamusansara, in Karungu District. It commenced on 30th January 2025 and successfully ended yesterday, the 5th of February, with a total number of 496 leaders from the Greater Massacre. They benefited from a very rich package that we hope will make them be effective in their leadership roles. Sir, we have come with the team also to grace this occasion and benefit from Your Excellency's message. The district training teams conducted sensitization barazas for leaders in the sub-region and emphasized and promoted patriotic leadership, security consciousness, and improved service delivery for socio-economic transformation. I want to report to Your Excellency that 1,053 leaders engaged with our team. Your Excellency, the fishing community was sensitized on fishing laws and regulations and ensuring proper fishing methods. A total of 200 life jackets were donated by the FPU team to some of the fishing community. The Women Mobilization and Training team, led by our Directorate of Women Affairs and the Psychosocial Department, have been able to remind women that we don't only celebrate the gallant men, but also women who contribute greatly to the liberation struggle. Some of the areas covered were in the financial literacy, responsible parenting, avoiding early pregnancies, managing domestic violence, and educating their children. Sir, sensitization training by our own Wazalendo, which is one of the most successful savings and credit societies, led by the board members and the Chief Executive Officer, Brigadier Onata, was conducted for a number of circles in this region. We also participated in sensitizing on the need for hygiene and cleanliness. Our troops joined the community in cleaning trading centers, public institutions, markets, to mention but a few. We also interacted with the young people in schools, and we managed to donate some scholastic materials headed by our Joint Staff, Former Education, Sports and Culture team. In total, they donated 28,000 dozens of books, 28 boxes of pens to benefit selected schools. Additionally, in this interaction with the young people, we had debates on patriotic topics, and these took place and were concluded yesterday, Your Excellency. We had light moments, sir. We engaged in cultural and sports activities by engaging in games like football, netball, marathon, cycling, and in these we were cementing our clear strategic relationship with the community. It was not easy for us. UPDF was always the runners-up. Both the trophy and the goat in Bukomansimbi, the same. In Karungu, their UPDF was not very graceful. They took the trophy. Ruengo select team took the trophy. Liantonde took the trophy. Rakai took a cow. And Masaka, they took the trophy. Masaka cities, the same. Karangara, the same. Chotera was yesterday. And here, the bull also went to both the netball and football teams. The climax, this was the climax of our activities. Your Excellency, we have had several engagements on televisions. We are thankful to TM, TV, and other TV who gave us free airtime to engage with the population, radio talk shows aimed at fostering harmony and understanding between ourselves and the people. Your Excellency, we had, as usual, medical outreaches, and without going in a lot of details, I want to report that a total of 25,320 people who came with problems received assorted medical attention from our medical outreach programs. To note, the support included major surgeries, minor surgeries, and other medical services. We got huge support from the Ministry of Health, and this helped us strengthen activities in selected districts, and this was greatly impactful. Selected health facilities have also benefited from donations of delivery beds and mattresses. Your Excellency, the most exciting part is the services of the Joint Civil Engineers who undertook 31 projects, and in these 29 projects were in the other districts and 2 in Greater Masaka. Yesterday, Your Excellency, these brand new projects were handed over in very colorful functions. The people are aware of what they received in Rwengo, the Antonde, Chotera, they received an OPD at Ndoro Health Center 3. This one is for the home district, and they received also some improved facilities of sanitation. Your Excellency, the above constructed structures have been fully completed and were handed over yesterday in colorful ceremonies. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I wish to appreciate and acknowledge exceptional support from some individuals, MDAs, and corporate entities for their generous contribution towards the Defense Forces' week activities in the Greater Masaka sub-region. As I mentioned, the individuals and the MDAs, those who are around, can wave to Your Excellency. The first individuals are Ms. Teddy Naluwu, Haj Elias Kajura, and Jeremiah Kaima of Ntake of Chotera district, who, through their patriotic spirit, gave up their farmlands to provide these ceremonial grounds. Your Excellency, this reminded me that when you were in the bush, individuals of such patriotic spirit used to surrender their shambas for our operations. So, Tedenaru, Haj Elias, we are greatly indebted. Your Excellency, Sacred Heart Girls Primary School, Chamusansara, and the Catholic Parish of Villa Maria offered us unconditionally a very serene venue where we have had our ideological retreat. If the sisters and the fathers from that parish are here, they can wave to Your Excellency. Third, Your Excellency, are the leaders of the Greater Masaka business, farming, religious, and political community who organized on their own a dinner to appreciate the CDF and the entire UPDF team for what they have done for the country and for particularly holding Tarehe Sita in the region, and the Army's tremendous contribution to peace and stability of the country that provides them an enabling environment to produce and invest. Your Excellency, may be to mention during this dinner, the chairperson of that community raised points which they claim they had raised with Your Excellency about strategic factories in this region and capitalizing the existing entrepreneurs to transform them into modern capitalists. We want to salute the Ministry of Health for exceptionally supporting our medical teams with drugs worth 16 million, 5 film vans, a TV mobile clinic, and this greatly enhanced our outreach. Your Excellency, I want to salute the Minister of Works and Transport, the Minister himself, and the company which is operating in this area, and the other officers of UNRWA, Engineer Sozi Chiwanuka and Engineer Nyakana, who supported us in preparing especially these ceremonial grounds and enabling the road to here to be passable since they are still engaging in construction activities. Your Excellency, we want to appreciate as the Army and Ministry of Defense the role of the RDCs and RCCs and their teams in the districts who have tirelessly worked with us to ensure we have successful birthday celebrations. The RDCs and RCCs can stand and wave to Your Excellency. They've been a very exceptional group to us. Our sister security organizations, the Uganda Police, Uganda Prisons, and the officers of ISO have been very, very helpful. Your Excellency, let me mention the exceptional contribution of the 2 retired generals who are resident in Greater Masaka, Major General retired Fenehas Katirima and Brigadier General Washande, who are doing tremendous work as veterans, showing that as generals they are retired but not tired. They've been very handy to us. Your Excellency, not to underestimate the contribution of the Cabinet, right from supporting the information paper, but also being practical in the field to show solidarity with the Army during this Defense Forces Week. They delivered important government messages to the people of Greater Masaka. Your Excellency, in the last week, the political vibe has been at its height in this region. I want to recognize the Vice President Emeritus, His Excellency Gilbert Bukenya, who donated 15,000 indigenous trees and gave us a plot where a forest has been restored at Chewaga, Chitinda, around Abaita Babiri, and this was done in partnership with the Air Forces and the Special Forces. I want to also salute Brigadier Washande, who gave us some medical pharmaceutical areas. It seems he has retired into some business and he made a contribution. Our own next subsidiary and its ventures gave us books and pens which were distributed to our schools. Choga Dynamics contributed towards the delivery beds. Perihari International Services gave us 15 medical mattresses. Our Wazalendo Circle contributed scholastic materials and reusable pads for our young girls, and these were distributed to the schools. Aligawara Eye Hospital contributed some eye-related medicine, which also has been left in this region. Other corporates, Sadorin Limited, they deal in paints. They gave us physical paint worth 63,440,000. 1 million trees and environmental NGO gave us 150,000 assorted fruit trees, which are being planted around all our units. Stanbic Bank gave us also trees which were planted in Greater Masaka and 10 delivery beds. Crest Tank gave us 5 huge tanks and some dustbins which we have distributed. BV General Enterprises gave us cash of 7 million, which we put to the medical services. Mbarara Technical and Engineering Services gave us 1 huge tank, which we sent to a school that was water stressed in Liantonde. There is a group of young people called Pamoja Foundation, contributed soft drinks for our troops who were doing civic activities. We also acknowledge PIBID. This is the presidential initiative of banana. They contributed some bags of banana flour and some boxes of banana biscuits. National Water and Sewage Corporation gave us cash of 10 million, and Movit gave us assorted items and a cash of 4 million. We want to acknowledge and thank the people from these corporates and also individuals and the MDAs. We don't take this for granted. Once again, accept our appreciation. Last but not least, Your Excellency, we appreciate you in particular as our Commander-in-Chief for always guiding us on this important historic event and finding time to grace the occasion in person. We don't take this for granted, Your Excellency. We also appreciate the top management of the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, where there is the political leadership and our Chief of Defense Forces, for close strategic guidance they gave towards the success of this occasion. I want to acknowledge and report that the Defense Organizing Committee exhibited great team spirit, and that's why we are having an orderly function. Last but not least, the population of Greater Masaka, who enthusiastically welcomed us and made us feel at home. We don't take for granted. Wananchi, we are very tuli basanyufu nnyo ku lw'essanyu lye mwatulaze. Katonda abongere we mwaze mujewo. For God and my country, aluta continua. The video, short video, is showing a snapshot of what took place. Your Excellency, I beg just for those few minutes to demonstrate what I have been talking about.
Tusaba tutunule ku TV ezo okulaba mu bufunze afande byava okwogera wano.
Tarehe Sita, 6th February, has since 1981 been set aside to celebrate the founding of a people's army. It symbolizes and recognizes all efforts of founding fathers of the People's Revolution for Freedom and Democracy in Uganda as the building blocks of historic mission of socio-economic transformation. Every 6th of February, commencing 1981, the Army and the people of Uganda join hands during the Defense Forces Week to engage in activities and celebrations aimed at cementing the strategic relationship that exists between the population and the defense forces. For years gone by, it has been, and for years and years to come, a culture of remembrance ought to be entrenched to ensure that at no time should the armed personnel forget that their unflankable strategy should be the support of the population. Likewise, for the people to be reminded of their patriotic duty to participate in the defense of their country. The 44th Tarehe Sita anniversary 2025 is being celebrated in Greater Masaka, Chotera District, Kakuto Constituency, Kasasa Town Council grounds as we climax the Defense Forces Week. The choice of Greater Masaka is consistent with the consideration made in the 3 previous anniversaries to particularly trace all footprints of the people's struggle for freedom and democracy. This includes the contribution by the FRONASA, the Front for National Salvation, that played a pivotal role in the liberation of the country from the diabolical rule of Idi Amin. Similarly, there is consideration of the great Pan-Africanist solidarity that needs to be celebrated. The role of the people of Tanzania, and particularly the unique contribution of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, is highlighted forever and ever. It is for this reason that the 44th Tarehe Sita anniversary is celebrated under the theme, Celebrating Pan-African Solidarity and the People's Sacrifice in the Struggle for Freedom and Democracy for Socio-Economic Transformation. In celebrating this year's Tarehe Sita, we recollect that on 5th February 1981, a group of gallant sons of Uganda, led by the father of the revolution, General Yoweri Museveni, set out on a mission of launching a protracted people's war. Armed with only 27 guns, they trekked through Greater Masaka with milestone events in Nyendo, Bukalasa in Kalungu district, through Zimbabwe until the dawn attack on Kabamba Barracks on 6th February 1981. This clearly demonstrates the historic importance of Masaka as a geographic area. It is worth noting that in the final phase of the armed struggle between 1985 and 1986, Masaka was the launchpad of the decisive battles before the fall of Kampala. Suffice to note that the same region was the gateway for the offensive against Idi Amin in the war between 1978 and 1979 through the Mutukula-Chotera axis. Therefore, Having national celebrations with the people of Chotera district on this D-Day is to recognize the sacrifice of both the Tanzanian brothers and sisters alongside the Wananchi of Mutukula, Chotera axis. Tarehe Sita celebrations in Greater Masaka, like it is always the case, is yet an opportunity for the UPDF to optimize on its core functions, among which is fostering harmony and understanding between the defense forces and civilians. It is therefore within this context that each year the Army engages in several civil-military cooperation activities of a quick nature impact by way of giving back to the people and expressing eternal gratitude to the population for their continued support towards national defense. Through the CIMIC advocacy, the UPDF plays a complementary role to all government efforts towards encouraging the people to embrace wealth creation and improvement of household incomes. Jaja Wabazukulu, His Excellency General Yoweri Museveni, the father of the nation, promised to secure the future of the Republic of Uganda. We have watched him deliver every day, especially the mighty victorious UPDF, pacifying the whole country by intensifying counter-terrorism operations focused on combating activities of ADF and Al-Shabaab and their regional and international affiliates, maintaining preventive and disruptive operations to deny terrorists cross-border infiltrations and freedom of action in the country, and implementation of the Presidential Executive Order No. 3 on disarmament and related security measures in Karamoja aimed at curbing insecurity in the region. Operation Usalama kwa Wote has qualitatively arrested the insecurities in the region. All national borders are secure, save for the northern and western borderlines, which continue to experience spillover effects from activities of negative armed groups in southern Sudan and eastern DRC since July 2021. However, UPDF has trained and equipped over 400 counter-terrorism personnel to undertake counter-terrorism operations. UPDF has established a counter-security unit to detect, prevent, and curtail acts of cybercrime. Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs also partnered with Government of India and established a National Forensic Sciences University in Uganda. The fisheries protection operations have curtailed the practices of illegal fishing and smuggling of immature fish that was prevalent in Uganda, especially on Lake Victoria and Lake Albert. It is worth noting that the Masaka region that used to be notorious, coupled with shambolic acts of violence orchestrated and planned by organized groups such as the Bijambia activities that had brought considerable unrest in the region, were finally brought to order and calmness restored in the region. Robust military capabilities, check. Firepower, check. Deplorability, check. Command and control, check. Troop protection, check. Marines, check. Air Force, check. AD, check. Armored and motorized infantry, check. Armored and motorized assets of SFC, check. Among other capabilities of the mighty victorious UPDF, while they never rest, more UPDF recruitments according to district quotas based on the population of each district. A total number of 50,523 have been recruited since 2021 as per the policy of recruitment quotas per district. The military has also established the National Defense College, Uganda, dedicated to providing advanced military education and strategic training to high-ranking military and civilian officials in Uganda. The UPDF has conducted mission training of 11,404 personnel under the battle groups and United Nations Guard Unit, UNGU, for mission deployment in Somalia and troops for deployment in Equatorial Guinea. The UPDF continues to provide preventative, curative, and palliative care health services to the UPDF officers, militants, families, and surrounding communities in over 170 UPDF health facilities. Medical referrals are made for complex cases to other health facilities under MOU arrangements. In collaboration with the Ministry of Health, the UPDF jointly combated epidemics including COVID-19, Ebola, Mpox to prevent their spread within the country and around borders. Watoto wa Jeshi, the mighty victorious UPDF and the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs in general, has also provided formal education to the soldiers' children and surrounding communities. There are over 52 learning institutions spread across the country, which include 37 primary schools, 11 secondary schools, and 4 tertiary institutions dedicated to this. His Excellency the President.
Thank you. Your Excellency, allow me to give documentation and the Director, Major General Felix Kulaije. The script writer is Justin Namera Nsubuga, the CEO, True Munabudo TV, and your Senior Presidential Advisor. And the camera work, True Munabudo Television and UPDF Media Team. The editors is Elvis Naturind of TMTV and Andrew Nyot of TMTV. The voice narrator, Justin Namera Nsubuga. The producer, Kanodewa Kiki. Technical contributor, Hamza Kennedy Nsubuga. Executive producer, UPDF and Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs. And Your Excellency, you are the film star. His Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Obugalo. Bugalo bwa firimu sita mu bwongere. Sebo w'ekitiibwa Presidenti ba ssentebe ba NRM okuva mu disitulikiti ez'enjawulo n'eggombolola ez'enjawulo bali naawe ku Tarehe Sita era bakwozaayoza ke kaluulu ako nga bayimiridde okuwubirako. Era sebo w'ekitiibwa President Greater Masaka eyina ekibiina ekinene ekya ba foot soldier ba NRM mobilizer bateeka mu kyabwe tebalina gwe basaba ssente ne balaba ng'emirimu gy'ekibiina gitambula era tuli nabo. Mukama wange President, twagala okwebaza abasuubuzi b'e Masaka abakulembeddwa Engineer Benon Mugarura ne Hajat Sara Kiyimba bategese eddina ya CDF eyabadde ennungi eggulo Hotel Brevard. Nga mwattu tewali nusu n'emu evudde eno ku ludda lw'amagye wabula bo ng'abasuubuzi mu kwebaza omulimu omunene UPDF gwekola bakiteeseteese bulungi. N'olw'ensonga eyo sebo kkiriza tukutegeeze nti Pookino Kalya Masaka wali ku lwa Mengo ow'ekitiibwa Jude Muleke n'akiikiridde Kooki ow'ekitiibwa Sebugaawo Gertrude ko ne Katikkiro wa Kooki Alhaj Idi Kiwanuka Ahmad.
Thank you very much, Michael, my colleague. Your Excellency, sir, allow me now invite the Chief of Defense Forces and the Senior Presidential Advisor, Special Operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
Basebo ne bannyabo tugatte engalo zaffe okwaniriza omuduumizi w'amagye General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Isa Nsubuga ku lwa Piero yawo wali badde oteekamu enduulu ey'amaanyi sewo. Mukyala Sikola Kalibala mwali badde muteekamu enduulu ey'amaanyi.
Your Excellency, even civilian veterans are present. But civilian veterans we bali abawagira olutalo nabo bali awo emabega. Coordinator mwennyini aba coordinating naye yazze. You welcome the CDF, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and the Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, General Retired Yoweri Museveni, Mama Janet Museveni, First Lady of Uganda and Minister of Education, the Vice President, the Vice Chairman of the NRM, the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Cabinet Ministers, Members of Parliament, members of the High Command of the UPDF, general officers, senior officers, the IGP, the Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, the parade participants, the people of Chotera and Greater Masaka region who are hosting us, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I salute you all for joining us to celebrate this auspicious occasion of the 44th anniversary of Tarehe Sita, the day the liberation struggle against dictatorship in this country was launched by His Excellency the President and 27 other gallant fighters. Today's 44th Tarehe Sita event, held under the theme celebrating Pan-African solidarity and people's sacrifice in the struggle for freedom and democracy and for socio-economic transformation, marks a significant day in the history of the UPDF NRA and demonstrates how far we have come and where we aim to go as a country. Ours has been a journey of continuous growth, some challenges notwithstanding. We honor and revere all those who sacrificed their lives in the struggle for this country. And some of them are here today, some of the retired comrades who were in the bush struggle. With the valuable experience and guidance of our seniors, we shall continue the agenda of fundamental change in our country as best as we can, including by guaranteeing the security of all our citizens. Therefore, Your Excellency, permit me to express my deepest gratitude to you and to all those who believed in your vision of a liberated, free, and prosperous Uganda and Africa. To everyone who contributed to the liberation struggle, we owe you our heartfelt thanks. Tarehe Sita is special in our hearts, not only for its historical significance in the eventual NRA victory, but also for the enduring achievements we continue to witness in our nation. As the UPDF, we have worked tirelessly to consolidate the fruits of the liberation struggle, ensuring not only peace and security within our borders, but also supporting our brothers and sisters across the continent. This Pan-African spirit has been and will remain a cornerstone of our mission as UPDF. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, as we mark the 44th Tarehe Sita anniversary, Uganda is strong, peaceful, and prospering. There might be some challenges ahead, but under Your Excellency's leadership and guidance, there is nothing we will not overcome. The UPDF security balance sheet, as was shown in the short video, is very good, even though we still have a lot of unfinished business that we must carry on with determination and vigor. These include Operation Shujaa in DRC, the transition from ATMIS to AWESOME in Somalia, the completion of the disarmament operations in Karamoja, and overall, our responsibility to effectively maintain internal security. Recently, I visited the joint forces in DRC, that is UPDF and FADAC, in North Kivu and Ituri provinces. Over the past 3 years, since the launch of Operation Shujaa, the joint forces have severely degraded and dismantled ADF as a fighting force. It has been greatly weakened. We have destroyed their bases and eliminated many of their senior commanders. The joint forces have also not only freed abducted people, but entire villages have been liberated from enemy occupation. Thus, because of our decisive military actions, many things have happened or are happening. The Wananchi have returned to their homes in the areas we are present. Schools and health facilities have reopened, and businesses are beginning to thrive once again. Bilateral infrastructure projects, like the construction of the roads between the two countries, are also taking place. Simply put, our fight against the terrorists in Congo is promising so much hope to the people of that region. We will therefore stay the course until the ADF menace is completely eliminated. In Somalia, our troops are managing the transition well from ATMIS to AWESOME. The situation remains fragile and somewhat unpredictable, but the UPDF is determined to hold on to the gains of the last 18 years that we have been there. We have the aspect of troop drawdown, which is a challenge, but with our brothers in Somalia, and together with our brothers also in Ethiopia and other places, we are coordinating this well. Our troops are observing heightened vigilance and combat readiness throughout our dispositions in Somalia, especially in the forward operating bases. Here at home, the security situation throughout the country is calm. We are, however, closely monitoring those who seek to cause trouble for our people. and will firmly deal with them without fear or favor, according to the law. This year will be a political campaign season. We will also be on the lookout for saboteurs, both within and without. The intelligence services are working overtime to make sure that we are aware of all the evil plans of some of these people. Your Excellency, the situation in Karamoja is encouraging. Relative calm has returned to most of the region, and tourism is also returning. We have eliminated or arrested most of the hardcore criminals who were disturbing the peace in the community within Karamoja and the neighboring communities. Our major task now is to make sure that the Karachuna warriors never rearm again. We also have some small border demarcation issues with our brothers in South Sudan, but this is being addressed at high levels. And if need be, technical teams from both countries can physically demarcate and reopen the international boundaries. Otherwise, the lethality of the UPDF is constantly getting better, and we are ready to employ the full extent of our capabilities and military power to overcome any adversary and to achieve the full realization of national development objectives. Your Excellency, as we celebrate this year's Tarehe Sita, there are certain challenges that are being directed at the ability of the UPDF to maintain its combat effectiveness, professionalism, and discipline that our military has been known for around the world. Last week, we were shocked to receive a judgment from the Supreme Court that in effect holds all trials conducted by military courts. The UPDF and its predecessor, the NRA, which we both honor today, provided the lasting solution to the tyranny, killings, and lawlessness that for so long had plagued Uganda. The UPDF, without doubt, remains the foundation upon which democracy and socio-economic transformation can be realized in our country. Your Excellency, the historical mission of the UPDF, which predates the laws being debated today, could not have been achieved without a highly disciplined force. Your Excellency, I will not go into details. We shall discuss this in the High Command. But, Your Excellency, this development is very unfortunate and quite unacceptable. It could herald a national security crisis, threatening the effective command, control, and administration of the defense forces. We urge Your Excellency that you address this matter as soon as you can. That said, we cannot and shall not abandon or compromise the UPDF Historical Mission under any circumstances. We are in the meantime working with the Ministry of Defense and the Attorney General to see that the necessary legislative amendments are made to address the mandate of the military court-martials. Your Excellency, despite some of these emerging challenges and the other old ones, such as corruption and misappropriation of resources, some progress is being made. Since our appointment, the new team in March of last year, we have been steadfast in addressing these issues. Our resources are being utilized more effectively, ensuring value for every shilling spent on the needs of our forces. I am delighted to report that the construction of our new headquarters is progressing as planned. The project, which began in August last year, is on track for completion within 2 years, or even quicker than that. The state-of-the-art office facility will feature cutting-edge technology and infrastructure to support modern defense strategy, ensuring operational efficiency, coordination, and enhanced capabilities. I would also like to report, Your Excellency, that our long-awaited military referral hospital is going to be opened in the next few months. We shall be calling you to open it. It has been a 7-year delay, but finally we are seeing light. Additionally, we continue to expand accommodation facilities throughout the UPDF. We are addressing the issues of fair remuneration, thanks to your help, clothing, and other resources we need to ensure the improved welfare of our troops, reflecting our dedication to the well-being, to their well-being and to operational readiness. These achievements symbolize our commitment to infrastructure development and providing a dignified working environment for our soldiers. Your Excellency, we thank you so much for your support and guidance towards these endeavors, without which we could not do much. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, we have also been strengthening ties with our African brothers and sisters across the continent and even beyond the continent. We are nurturing long-standing friendships and forging new partnerships through military cooperation agreements, which are all aimed at building a shared future together. I will conclude by asserting that no amount of hardship or unforeseen circumstances will derail us from our mission. We have a duty to protect our people. We have a duty, a Pan-African duty to the region and to Africa. In that way, sustainable prosperity for our people will be assured. From this core mission, we shall not waver. I congratulate all of you on this occasion of Tarehe Sita and wish you all God's blessings for the future. UPDF, hurrah!
Thank you. Thank you, the Chief of Defense Forces.
Sebo omuduumizi w'amagye weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala. Tumukubireko mu ngalo nga tumwebaza ebigambo ebiwoomu ebifaananye bityo.
Your Excellency, as the parade marches off,
Sebo wekitiibwa President nga ennyiriri ziva mu kasana kano.
once the parade commander issues his orders, my colleague will translate the CDF's speech.
Mubimpimpi basebo ne banyabo omuduumizi w'amagye ategeezezza nti nga tujaguza emyaka gino 44 titujaguza bujaguza naye n'okujjukira obulamu bw'abannayuganda abaayiwawo omubiri ng'enjogera ya luno okulaba nga gwe wamma tufuna emirembe gye tweyagaliramu. Abamu ku bo nga bakyaliwo era beebazizza kyansusso. Atutegeezezza nti nga UPDF ejja kwongera mu maaso ebyo ebigendererwa ebyatandisa olutalo olwo olw'okununula Uganda okuva mu ntata gye twalimu. Ebyo byonna nga bikolebwa atutegeezezza nti nze naawe nga bannansi ba Uganda ffe tuli ku mwanjo ddala nga buli kimu kikolebwa kubanga enkulaakulana yange naawe basebo ne bannyabo yenkulu okulaba nga obulamu bwaffe bwe wamma
Your Excellency, allow me congratulate the parade commander.
Sebo ekitiibwa President nzikiriza njozeeyoze akulembeddemu parade. abaana baffe abo baganda baffe bannyinaffe akasana ke bayimiriddemu okumala ebbanga lyonna munnayuganda omulala atudde eyo waali badde obawa engalo n'obeebaza ate n'owulira engeri gye banyanyagizaamu kabbandi ako ne kanyuma sebo afanda RDC Apollo Nkume owa disitulikiti eno weebale kukyaza abantu sebo taata Presidenti tukwebaza okuteekawo enkolagana ennungi gye tuli ne UPDF Office of Presidency ng'ekulemberwa muwalaawo oyo Honorable Babalanda ekoordineetinze bulungi ne UPDF okulaba nga tukola omulimu guno era be basoose okujjuza wano mwebale era twagala okwebaza abassentebe ba disitulikiti mwenna ez'enjawulo eziri wano bannange mwebale kujja nga tutandika n'eka tukyaza sebo kintu Kisekulo Patrick ssentebe wa disitulikiti eno mukama wange President baminisita ba bendo lino kulemberwamu katukyaza wano ekyotera Honorable Kyeyune Haruna Kasolo ne munne Minisita w'ebyobulamu Hajjati Anifa Kawoya Esemba Bulaawo bakolaganye bulungi ne Minisita both ow'ekitiibwa ko ne ba PS mu nnyiriri ezo okulaba ng'omulimu guno gwe wamma gutambula bulungi awatali muntu kukubagana na mulala bakulu mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala mukkirize abalungi abaagalwa neeyongere mu maaso twabadde tufunza ebigambo mukulu byamaliriza wano era katubikole mu bufunze ddala tugende ku kiddako CDF ategeezezza nti omwoyo gw'obumu bwa Africa Pan-Africanism mukulu nnyo nga UPDF ekola emirimu gyayo era buli ggwanga erikola Africa tulitwala nga tundu ku Uganda tetuyina kitwawula ng'Abafirika era awadde obweyamo nti ekyo kinaagenda mu maaso awatali kutaataganyizibwa kwonna ategeezezza nti olwaleero we twogerera Uganda ya ddembe era ng'etaddewo embeera buli musuubuzi na buli mulambuzi okuba ng'asobola okukolera wano omulimu nga ggwe wamma talina kimulobera ategeezezza nti ebisoomoozo tebibulawo era nga naawe ewuwo bwe guli naye awadde obweyamo nti nga tukulemberwamu omusajja eyafuna okwolesebwa emyaka egyo egyayita ng'okwolesebwa okwo nakaakano akyakutambulirako omukulembeze atalabika General Yoweri Museveni jjajja byonna bijja kutuukirizibwa
nsaba mpita abatuuze bannansi abali ku mukono gwange ogwa ddyo
bannakasasa abali ku kalitunsi eyo mulaba bulungi
muyingire ekisaawe
musembere eno mwote Presidenti obuliro musembere jjajja mwami mumulabe bulungi abaayefu abali mu weema abo tubakubire mu ngalo bw'atyo Presidenti w'abeera essanyu bwe lityo bwe liba bano nga beesiimye taata tweyanziza nnyo nga bannakyotera bannakasasa banna Greater Masaka okufuna omukisa guno buli bwe tukyogerako Honorable Kasolo awo ayongera kumwenya mutabaniwo